Hi grade 8s, Mr. Trino here. I'm going to show you how to do a value wash for a sunset, and we're going to do a tropical painting at sunset time. Materials, going to use some tissue paper, toilet paper, a large flat brush, a smaller detailed brush, and a couple of different thicknesses of Sharpies, of course some water, and our watercolor paints. First step we're going to do is actually tape down our piece of canvas. Make sure you run your fingers along the seam. We want to seal it good so that none of the paint, when we're brushing back and forth, goes underneath and bleeds through to the canvas underneath. Alright, the colors that we're going to be using today are blue, red, followed by yellow, followed by red, followed by blue. Okay, and this is a dried version that I'm going to do the trees on next, and I'll show you how to do the wash on this side. So let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to dunk the brush, get a little bit of water, and we're going to dip it in our blue. And we really want to get the brush nice and saturated. It's a good start. Okay, we're going to run it across a couple times, making sure that we have even coverage across the whole section of paper. Okay, and once we feel satisfied that we have that done, we're going to dunk, wipe off the paint. It's very important that the brush is clean. That's why you have the tissue paper or toilet paper here beside you. And then the next color is going to be red, so we're going to dunk into the water again, get into our red, make a nice small little puddle again. And just above the blue line, we're going to start our red. So we get that blending effect of that kind of purple in between colors. Get a nice saturated puddle. Okay, and again, wipe the brush off. And we're just basically repeating this process for the wash all the way down. Okay, our next section's yellow. Okay, and when we're mixing it together, we should create orange between a small layer of orange between our red and our yellow. Okay, and that's basically how you're going to do your wash. You continue on with red and then blue at the bottom. So let's go ahead and look at our finished copy that's now had time to dry. In order to get the sunset inside our actual painting, what we're going to do is we take a small detailed brush and you actually go into the painting and you just simply take a section where you're going to have your sun. I'll do it on the wet copy. And you go in and you remove the paint with just water. Take a small little bit of tissue paper or toilet paper, and when you go in, you're just going to dab off that section and basically make it circular and dab it off until it's dry, and then you'll end up with your sunspot. And you do the same for your lines in front. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the background section for our mountains and start laying in our trees. So we're using black paintbrush, and Sharpies for the duration of the painting. So as you can see, I've already gone ahead and put in the bottom section, and now I'm going to go ahead and put in our mountain backdrop. And I'm going to put it right in between, basically running along the red and the yellow line. Okay, so I'm going to start in with that black line. Okay, and just sort of build my frame here. And obviously we'll be coloring in all the sections in between. Okay, and then just take your time to try and stay in between the lines here, building that up. Now if you want to go ahead and go a little bit larger, you know, they don't all have to be the same. You can put them in however you like. Okay, so just in the interest of time, once you have your sort of a background mountains put in, then we're going to go ahead and start to put in our trunks of our trees. And as you can see from this copy here, we have 2 palm trees that are going to be going up. So you're going to start to put in your lines vertically, basically up to the point of where your red line is going to be right around here. And you have a second one that's going to go just off over the sunset this way. Okay, once you have your sort of backing of where the trees are going to go, obviously we're going to go back in and fill these in. And I'm rushing, obviously, is just for time for the video. And then we're going to use the Sharpie just to start our tree limbs for us. Okay, and I'll just work on one for the video. So once we have our outline of our tree, let's say we're going to have this one here, 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 maybe there, and maybe there. Okay, then you're going to go ahead with the Sharpie and you're going to fill in basically the bottom parts of the palm leaves. Some rough lines here. Okay, so we have sort of the basis now of one tree. Always hate to feel rushed by the video. So we're going to go ahead and start to thicken up our tree now. Okay, and then now with the paintbrush, I'm going to go over those lines that we started with the Sharpie marker, just to kind of make them a little darker and stand out a little bit more. Obviously thinner at the tip and thicker towards the bottom. And then we're going to get going and continue on with putting in the palm leaves. And we're just going to do a little bit more detail here. Okay, and then again, just in the interest of time, that's sort of as far as I'm going to take it today. You have your finished product up ahead. As always, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask in class. Thanks, guys. Take it easy.